Hey, greetings, folks. Faulkner Fixes All here. We're back working on Suburbans. You know, that's what we do. Yeah, we got this fender ready to go on. I saved you the grunt work, but let's take a look at this June of '74 Suburban 5-speed with the black pinstripe fenders and the black decals and the black water decal, the black chain guard. Yeah, it's a '74, June of '74, and slightly smaller frame. Doesn't really fit me. And the bigger reflector in the back. Not sure if that's the nice one. This is the bigger one. Maybe they were going for the bigger things just before the reflector doomsday. Also, this one has a thumb shift. I think somebody added that. Pretty sure it would have the single stick. Not sure. I'll have to look in the catalog. I put the white cables on. It was a no-no. I think we were taking a ride somewhere, and this bike desperately needed cables, and I didn't have any black or gray. That was me. I put the cables on. It was me. Yeah. Anyway, that's a June of '74 with Continental tires. It's been kicking around a while. It's too small for me, but I kind of like it as a set. Like if somebody came over and wanted to take a ride or something, I could. I have ridden it before. I put the seat up and ridden it. There's one more 10-speed out there somewhere. I don't know what happened to it, but I might have parted it out. It happens. Okay, so this was with much ado. The problem with modifying these fenders is the brake bolt still has to go on there, and you don't have that indentation anymore to suck it down. So you have to bang the fender in a little bit, put the bolt through, and then if you don't have a rivet, you have to kind of grind the top of the bolt, which I did, and kind of grind the bottom a little bit to make sure it clears the tire. I don't think the tire is going to rub, but if it does, we'll fix it. Anyway, there's a little piece in between there we got to put in, and we'll do that right now. I think I'm going to put some Loctite on that. That's the incorrect fastener, but I do have the right ones. Oh, I forgot to straighten that. Oh, we got to do that real quick. Oh, darn. Okay, I guess you guys are going to see some grunt work. Grunt work. Yeah, we got to pound that. We got to flatten that stay. That's not acceptable. So we're going to take this bottom one out. I just kind of thread it in. And I can show you more of what has to be done to make the non-rivet thing work, which is a bummer, but that's the way it goes. Take this off real quick. You guys get to see some grunt work anyway, huh? Grunt work. Okay, so we forgot to pound this. We forgot to pound that flat. We're going to do that real quick. But to make this bolt still go in, you got to do some trickery there. You got to pound the fender down a little. You can see that dent I put in it. And then you put a bolt in and you kind of grind across the top of it. Or get a rivet. Yeah, it should be okay. There's the back side. It's center peened and Loctited. And let's straighten this real quick because I forgot. It should be pretty easy. Hope everyone's doing all right. You know, we're just cruising along on Suburbanville. It seems to be... Oh, they're both bent. Wow. Huh. Look at that. I wonder why these are both bent. That one's bent. And that one's bent. They must have had a rack on there. Yeah. They probably had a rack on there and bent it in a weird way when they put the rack on. Or something was underneath it, like a tow bar or a rack. Anyway, we're going to fix that up. Goodbye. We can get to the anvil. There's one. hard to get at. I might have to use the anvil's just not in the good place. There we go. All right, those are straight enough. And these stays they're okay. Yeah, we could repound these a little. They're a little loose. We could let's kind of repound them a little bit. You guys hear? Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Didn't damage the fender. And this one, we're just kind of repounding the rivet a little bit. Okay, that one's better. See, now they're a little tighter. Okay, let's put this on real quick. Now that you've seen the grunt work involved in making a fender work, there was a piece missing on this brake that broke off. We're gonna fix that real quick. Okay, we're just gonna slide this brake in real quick to kind of hang it. Don't worry about these spider webs on here. Hey, grunt work. Okay. Yeah, it's a little dented where it was a girl's frame, on a girl's frame. We don't really care. It's much better than the other one. Okay. And that little piece which broke earlier, I'm putting a new one on. You can see. Dang it, son. I make the mistake so you don't have to. Where'd that go? There it is. Did I tell you that? Oh boy, that was fun. Okay. All right, let's try that again. Kind of hard with no camera assistant. Yeah, blame it on the assistant. Yeah, that's good. Lack of assistant. Okay, we got that in. I'm gonna get a washer on here, and we're gonna get a decent lock nut. Okay, we just got that hanging there. That's the new piece I was going to use. Fell down somewhere. But we have a good used one we'll use. All right, let's put this bottom bolt in. I may even Loctite it because it's not the right fastener. It's far from being the right one. Yeah, that's gonna fit. Oops. I'm all fumbles today. The drill hole for the hole drilled for the ladies' fender is definitely visible, and it bugs me a little bit, but it doesn't bug me as much as using that other fender. So that was the toss-up there. You know, I think we're gonna be all right. I think so. I think we're gonna put a little drop of Loctite on here before we put the whammy on it. Yeah, let's put a little drop of Loctite down in there. Woo! Okay. There we go. Okay, Loctite blue coming up. Maybe some will actually... Oh yeah, it's plenty. Damn. That's plenty of Loctite, folks. Okay, we need a 3/8 wrench. I can't find one. It's good to actually tighten these things up when you put the Loctite on them, not later. Or you liberally gush the Loctite on. I need a 3/8 wrench badly, and I don't have one. Yeah. It's good to have things lined up, you know. Oh, here's one. Okay. Hopefully that's 3/8. I don't know if it is or not. It is. Okay, we're golden. Might want to wipe the excess Loctite off the bottom of the fender. Yeah. That's a lot of Loctite. That's enough for about 90 bolts. That's okay. That's how it goes. Yeah, we gotta grip that with something in there. And that's dented a little. Interesting. The tab is dented a little bit. Let's reach in there and whack that tab a little with something. Yeah, that's not acceptable. The tab is bent. I didn't notice that previously when I was cutting it off. Maybe the heat bent it or something. Yeah, the tab is slightly bent. I wonder if I did that when I was grinding on it. Oh well, let's give it a whack. Let me pop it back down. I'm not taking it back off. Almost there, almost there. There we go. Okay, now that tab is pretty much flat on the fender. A couple little nicks in it now. Well, sue me. Okay, so the tab was bent right here and we just popped it back in. Now I'm gonna hold it with a flathead or a Phillips. It is a bad design. Somebody commented that was a bad design, and they are correct. It's one of Schwinn's rare moments when they didn't really have it going on. You know, they didn't quite have it. They should have made it for about 3 cents more in flat bar. They could have made that piece longer. They could have made this piece longer off of the kickstand brace right here. They could have made that another inch or ½ inch above that, and then you could actually get a screwdriver in there. And then you could have actually made the fender a little less fender material, but that would probably be not good because then dirt would go by it. So yeah, it's kind of one of those rare things that Schwinn didn't quite have their ducks in a row on that one. You know, they didn't quite have it going on. And if I have to take this apart and use a smaller screw, we might have to. It might rub on the wheel. We'll see. I'm not really sure yet. Yeah, we might be taking this off anyway. Use a smaller through bolt, or one I pre-cut and put in there. But for now, it's on. We'll check it out. If I put the wheel in and it rubs on that, I'll trim it. There's a good chance it will, but we're just kind of mocking it up and getting it in there. And here is a 10, ratcheting 10. And we'll just kind of snug this a little. Oh, it won't work because that's so close. I forgot. Yeah. Oh, man. I'm glad I did grind that one. Yeah. I'm going to have to get in there with something. Just snug this up a little, and then we'll put the rear bolts in that hold the fender on. Somebody must have been using a rack on this fender for it to be bent that way. They had something underneath these stays. And just the leading ones, too. It's kind of weird. Okay, jingle, jangle, jingle. Okay, not too tight for now. We still got to get these back ones in. I do have the correct fasteners for those. And I do have them. And they're in my hot little hand. I have them right here. Schwinn bolts. Imagine that. Okay, so this should be pretty good, folks. Sure does take a long time to get a Suburban running. Man, it's rough around here. You'd think I'd have this going on by now. Takes a long time to do something wrong. Well, not wrong, but we have done some modifications which not really collector worthy, like the now we're just gonna put the snug on these. You know, we're probably gonna have to adjust these once the wheel's in to keep it from rubbing. And also I don't want to put the whammy on it because I might have to take that Loctited bolt out and trim it. It might be too much for the tire clearance, but I think we're okay on this one. I did pretty good on that one. And this is not the end of the world if I had to take that out. And well, we could put the back wheel in. No, it's the wrong size tire on it. Okay, I think let's move on to this whole fiasco. I did find a nice little washer, and we will dress that up and put it on, and we'll put a little snug on that and just kind of say, okay, we're not having center pull brakes. We are having a washer. Yeah, that was fun. So we're just going to dress this up a little bit. Yeah, you're taking the plating off, but you need that to be nice and smooth. And this little square notch that always gets bad, you can even feel it. There's a little bump right there. But we're going to make it right. We're going to go over here and file it a little bit. I'm kind of turning it and pulling it back to me. Turning it, pulling it back. And you can kind of see it took a little metal off. That's good. It's flat now. We need that to be flat and happy. Okay, that's nice and flat. You could even check it with the, you can check it with that and see how it feels. It feels great. Okay, I got to choose which one of these I'm using. I think I'm using that one because I already pre-greased it and it came with the bike. Okay, so we know this is good. We know this washer is decent. The notch goes to the back. And we'll put some grease on here too. Put some grease on the bottom of that edge and in here. And we will put this on and be done with the pipe dream of having center pull brakes. Not gonna happen, folks. I would rather have threads on the fork and have it secure. Okay, we're not going to put the final on that. That's just kind of, that's just kind of holding it together for now. We'll put the final tighten on that once we get on the ground and it settles and we figure things out. We could just give it a little ump right now. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Just to make sure that washer's not going to spin. Yeah, that washer is golden. Okay, so that's what's up with that. We are not going to have center pull. Not going to happen. It's going to be side pull. Unfortunate somebody put the brake cable on the wrong side and rubbed it on that side too. That is very unfortunate. Okay, so we got this fender on. We got our custom notchy poo there, and it worked. And this bolt may not work. We might have to make that smaller. The stock Schwinn bolts are in, and if and when we find the correct reflector for this fender, the correct reflector for this bike is this one, and I am not going for it. I'm going to go for one of these styles, you know, like I showed you earlier. Yep, I'll find one if I have to repair one I have. So here's the difference. This is the old fender. Yeah, I think we did very well to ditch this. I will save this. I don't know what I'm going to put it on, but it is a 27-inch fender. And people actually really love these reflectors when they're restoring their 75 and above Schwinn. I don't. Anyway, I think that's basically a wrap, folks. Couple little chitters here. Man, this turned out really good. These are the stock rivets. The stock bolts. The gunmetal stays are in good shape. That's been modified, and that was from a girl's bike, probably. That's just the way it is. I could put a little chrome rivet in there or something. I think I'm just going to let it go. You have to really look closely. The fender's in great shape compared to the rest of the bike. We are going to have to drill this out. You know what? Let's just drill that out right now. We know we're going to have to drill it out, right? Yeah, it's going to have to come out. You guys love the grunt work. You guys love it. You guys there? Okay. Ow. Ow, that really hurt. Okay. Okay, we're not using that stay. I'll throw it in the bin though. And this one's a little bit bent there. We can just bend that back real quick like. There we go. Okay, so we gotta polish this up. I gotta pound that rivet out. Give me a second. And we got to get this other stay off of this front fender up on the rack. And I don't think I'll get to that today. But you guys know where I'm going with this. We're going to straighten that a little bit. And we're going to polish this up a little bit. And we're going to get this other stay. I can't deal with it right now, but I'll show you what we are doing. It is... It's basically up there on that front fender, the brown ones, the double set. I'll drill that out and use it. It's a decent gunmetal fender, and the bolts are there. It'll be just like this one here. Oh, look, somebody put this. Oh no, it's on the right side. Yeah. I think that's been resprayed. Yeah, I think I resprayed that silver. Yeah, that's not gunmetal. I wonder if I resprayed these too. Yes, I did. Yep, I had these fenders off. These fender stays off. You can tell because those are my kind of rapid rivets I repair them with. That's a Schwinn rivet. That's the rapid rivet. Yeah, I've had these off. Yeah, you know, it happens. You want some fenders that aren't rusty stays on them. Okay, so I did find some like metallic brown grips. Let's look at these in the sun. kind of a metallic goldy brown like action. And there's a set. And yeah, those are screaming to be on this chestnut bike. Yeah, I'm going for it. That and this emblem. You know, we're making it our own, folks. All right, that wraps it up. Thanks for tuning in. And let's see, what can you vote on? You can vote on these grips. Use the metallic grips and switch over to this 1980 emblem or not. Oh, look, there's a sticker on here too. East Northport, Long Island. Wow, look at that phone number. Huh. AN1-2881. Wow. Adams Bike Center, Northport, Long Island. Huh. You know, usually I take the stickers off, but that's kind of got some provenance. Okay, well, it's coming along good. Things aren't dry and rusty and crusty anymore. Things are apart and either correct and getting greased up with the wrong chrome pieces for Suburban or not. Yeah, tune in next time. We'll have that kind of polished. I'll do what I can. I don't think I can do much to bring it to this glory, but we will, because you know, you can't really polish near the pinstriping. You just rub that off like right there, and you know, you got to kind of hand polish it and maybe clear coat it. I'm not really quite sure. Let's just say it'll be a little better. Let's just say that it'll be a little better. Okay, I make the mistakes so you don't have to. You know, don't feed the negative. Get out in your garage and do stuff. Look at this, a 74 Suburban with black water decals. Oh my goodness. Oh, in all its glory, the wrong cables, the wrong shifter. All right, have a good day, folks.